Good afternoon, everyone. It's an immense pleasure to welcome you all for the today's session, webinar session on technology trends for 2023 and IT systems planning. So here I am Mahesh, and the host for the today's session, webinar session, and I will be assisting you in case if you find any difficulties during the session. And also you can keep posting your queries in the chat, which will be discussed in the last 15 minutes of our QA session. And today we have Mr. Nanali Kumar, CTO and Director of Incresol Software Services Private Limited, who will be speaking on the latest technology trends for 2023. As we all know how important it is for us to keep our IT landscape updated with the latest technology trends. In the today's session, we will be discussing about number 1, technology trends 2023, number 2, technology adoption life cycle, and the number 3, target roadmap. Now I hand over the mic to Mr. Nalini Kumar to take this session further. And Mr. Nalini Kumar, you can take the session.
Thank you, Mahesh. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are able to see my screen. If you are having any difficulty in viewing my screen, please send your message in the Q&A section so that Mahesh will assist you on top of it. Okay, so it's like I would like to give a brief intro about why we are discussing about technology trends and what is the importance of it for a minute or so, and then I will move on with the actual trends that are focused for the 2023 year. Okay, and later on I will discuss about that. It's like how you can plan these newly emerging technologies in your organizations, how you can plan, which can be planned in the short term, which can be planned as a long term activity, which can be planned as a futuristic activities. So we'll discuss on those points as well. And in the last 15 minutes, we'll enable the Q&A session in which we'll try to address as much as possible queries that are coming from you.
There is some interruption in the screen. People are not able to see the presentation.
Oh, they are not able to see my screen.
No, you just reshare your screen.
I'm resharing my screen. Okay. Unmuting.
Yes, please.
Check once. Sorry, sir. I think there was a slight issue. There was a slight issue in screen sharing. So I reshared my screen. Hope every one of you are able to see my screen. Okay. So all of us know that technology is it's like a lifeblood for the business these days. Without technology, there is no business. I think not even a single business running in the current world without a technology. So considering the technology is playing a crucial role in terms of running the business, it's always recommendable to adopt the new trends or the new technology evolutions that are happening on time, so that we'll be competitive in the current business current world, along with the changes that are happening rapidly. For example, during the pandemic times, a big drift in the technology happened, right? So after the pandemic, lot of technology changes are evolved, and from there onwards, even a small companies adopted the decent technology stack in their organizations. So considering that, how a technology can bring a lot of difference in terms of making your business agile to the changes that are happening in the current world. And technology adoption is not just bringing a new systems to your organization or to your systems landscape. It's more like you can evaluate which one is the best option. Like you can it's like you can bring these technologies on top of your existing systems, or bring it as a new systems. It depends on the actual requirements and the fitment. And new technologies are definitely going to add value in terms of it will improve your efficiency in terms of process optimizations, or it will give a better edge to your customers in terms of their experience, and also give the agility to your business to quickly shift based on the market dynamics. And also adopting new technologies always give you a competitive advantage in terms of just like competing with your competitors in the market. And also these new innovations also help you to find a new revenue sources. Okay, we saw many businesses adopting new technologies, also started a new business channels in terms of increasing their revenues. So that also technology can also complement in terms of increasing your revenues through cross-selling or upselling options. So as part of the technology trends from our side, we are projecting 12 technologies that are key technologies that are considered for the year of 2023, along with sustainable technology, because we need to make sure that our IT principles and IT processes are sustainable technology oriented policies. Okay, so let me go through the top 12. The first one is like AI and ML enabled systems. It's more like it's already, you might be hearing a lot of buzz about the AI nowadays. After ChatGPT, AI became so much of a buzzword. Okay, so this is almost a decade journey. After a decade journey, in the last 1 or 2 years or 3 years, AI predominantly showcased its importance in the business as well as in individual's life. So definitely the AI and ML introduction in your systems or in your IT landscape is one of the essential thing for the year 2023. That's what we are recommending. And second thing is like AI tourism. Okay, it's nothing but GRC for AI, I can say in short. For your SAP or for your ERP systems, you might be having your GRC or the risk and compliance assessment systems, right? Same way for AI also, we require that to make sure the AI is getting used in an appropriate way and AI's decisions are happening in an appropriate way. And to govern that, there is a concept called, or there is a framework called TRISM, Trust, Risk, and Security Management of AI applications. So as AI is getting it's like getting involved, getting introduced to the many of the many companies' IT landscape. So it's better to start introducing AI tourism as well in their landscape to ensure that AI is effectively getting used for the business. Third one, that's the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is not a new thing. It's almost there for quite some time. But after pandemic, it got a lot of importance in terms of eliminating a lot of human interventions and making your machines speak with the systems directly, and also working from the distance. It's like without reaching the particular device or a facility or the it's like particular machinery, you can able to see all the information about that in terms of diagnostics or in terms of performance or maintenance activities. You name anything, various things can be achieved through Internet of Things. So still, even this year, we are recommending that Internet of Things is a key thing. Along with AI, if you take it, that is going to give a lot of business value add. The fourth one is a wireless value realization. Okay, so already we are hearing a buzzword 5G. We are already taking giving exit to 4G, and we are transiting to the 5G technology, fifth generation. It's like mobile communication technology. Along with that, that also made a lot of. It also opened up a lot of possibilities to extend the utilization of wireless communication in our businesses. Okay, so considering the widespread and reliable wireless service options available, technologies are available, it is advisable to convert your infrastructure to be more of wireless enabled, so that it will give you a lot of agility as well as simplicity in managing your business operations in various cases. We'll see more detail about that in the later slides. Fifth one is a hyper automation. Okay, it's more like it's part of the digitization journey of your systems. Okay, so a lot of manual activity, repetitive manual activity is happening in many organizations even today. So most of them can be handed over to the systems in terms of eliminating the data entry or eliminating the repetitive work from the intelligent human being. They can be deployed for some better work. Okay, so as part of that, like hyper automation is highly important for this year for the companies to automate their business processes or the repetitive manual activities that are getting utilized. There are various tools introduced in the market. Okay, in this area, like RPA tools or the low code, no code platforms or the process optimization or the process it's like mining tools are available. By utilizing one of these technologies, you can take definitely a significant business advantage in your day-to-day operations. The next one is like an industry cloud platform. Okay, so this is more a next step to the cloud journey, I can say. Already, most of you are already started your cloud journey in terms of utilizing your private cloud or the public cloud services from AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or there are various clouds are available nowadays. Okay, so the industry cloud platform is a step ahead of it. It's more like a tailored solution. It's a software, infrastructure, maintenance, everything as a single package. Okay, so that as a platform, it's a turnkey for you, and it solves a specific industry problem or a business problem statement. So within no time, you can easily adopt to that solution and start using it. It's more like a digital accelerator, I can say, for your business adaptability or the technology or digital journey. The next one is like a digital immune system. This is the most important. It's more to make sure that your systems are stable, and it's like less prone to the downtimes, and also to ensure that the systems will take care of its auto healing mechanisms available in the current technology world. So this is also a like type of a framework which you can adopt in your organizations to make sure that your productive systems or critical systems are very stable, and ensure that no business downtimes or the business downtimes due to technology failures. The eighth one is like more of platform engineering. This is also a new emerging area. It's more like making your application development faster compared to the current technology approaches we are following. Okay, it's more like every organization has a set of processes or set of information which will be accessed across multiple devices or multiple applications, tools, or various places. So the platform engineering is more like build some intermediate layer which can automate or which can help the development team to just utilize the resources that are exposed from the platform engineering or the specific platform that you have developed, and they can develop their apps or the systems in no time. That's more like the complex part will be left out to the platform. They just are going to enable, they develop the multiple projects and enable the business use cases or the business problem statement solving from the development life cycle. It is going to accelerate your development life cycle. We'll discuss more on this in the next slides. Applied observability, this is another important thing. Okay, so in the earlier days, it's more like we are into the centralized systems, but now after the cloud journey and various options available in the market, okay, there are various tools. Each one is different. They have their own advantages. So considering that we are not in a position to deny those things, or we are not in a position to avoid those tools. So we keep on adding more and more systems into our landscape, like in terms of technologies, maybe some cloud applications, maybe your on-prem systems, or maybe your ERP system, or maybe your CRM system. Like that, there various systems are getting involved. So one business process can run through various these systems. It's a distributed environment, we can say. So any failure, it will be hard to assess at what level it is failed, why it is failed, and also there is a huge data available. If we are able to utilize the data well and apply some sort of artificial intelligence patterns on top of it, you can easily protect and you can easily identify the root causes, and also you can easily make sure that next time from that learnings, you can make sure that your systems are more stable. It's more like analyzing your data and distribute across various places. Super apps, this is another interesting topic. Okay, so this already started evolving, or this like you might be already seeing it in some places here as well in your day-to-day operation, day-to-day personal life. Probably like you can see that Airtel One is nothing but a super app where you can do all your customer activities and other different activities in the same place. It is more like a one unified app for all the activities, or all the activities that a customer should perform, or an employee should perform, or a partner perform with respect to the company or the business. So instead of making users to go for 10 apps, so you can make a one super app which can cater unified experience and cover all the things in it, so that it will improve the customer experience and also the usability. Something like Paytm is also doing the same super app concept. Airtel One is the super app concept. It's mainly evolved in the Asian region, and now most of the global customers are adopting this one. Blockchain, it's not something new. It's there for quite some time, but this is also getting evolved more and more day by day. Mainly it started with the financials domain, and now it's the insurance domain also started using blockchain. And now the supply chain is also, most of the applications, many applications are coming in supply chain domain also using blockchain to ensure that eliminate the data redundancy as well as the data copy duplication at various systems, and also to ensure that the data accuracy or the authenticity of the data. Last but not the least is the metaverse. That's a future technology. It's more like so far we are feeling our experiences through websites or the mobile apps and all that stuff. But the future is going to be, we are going to have the real-time experience through metaverse. It's more like augmented reality or virtual reality, where you might be sitting in your sofa and eating your food, but you might be getting experience of you're sitting in a McDonald's, or you might be getting a feeling of you're sitting somewhere else. That's as good as like the complete virtual experience you are going to get through this metaverse. That has various business use cases in this domain as well. So we have divided this technology trends into 3 pillars. Okay, so name it. The first pillar is optimization. The optimization is mainly to optimize your optimizing the it's like data driven decisions, also optimizing the stability of your IT systems, and also utilizing your AI systems better. Okay, so the optimize pillar is going to list what all the technology trends comes under this category. So AI and ML, this is the one thing we are mentioning as part of the automate, which can optimize your decision making or the process times and all, right? And digital immune system, that is more to safeguard your systems in terms of the stability or the auto remediation, or the make sure that whatever you deploy in production is safe and secure in terms of stability as well as security aspects. And applied observability, this is also to protect your systems in terms of possible failures or quick analysis, and come to a quick decision on rectifications. AI tourism, to protect your AI models or the AI systems that you have developed in your organization, to make sure that they are secure and they are trustworthy. So the second pillar is like scalability. This particular pillar is going to complement your business growth. Okay, so in terms of automating the business processes or accelerating vertical offerings or increasing, it's like quicker delivery of your technology products or the developments. So hyper automation is coming as part of this one. Industry cloud platforms, which are turnkey, you can in no time you can get your business complemented with the advantages of it. And then there's a platform engineering and wireless value realization and Internet of Things comes under the scalability category. The last one is like pioneer. It's more like pioneer to change, because a lot of technology or dynamic changes are happening. Maybe because of the environmental conditions or the pandemics or the market dynamics, various reasons are there. So, but we should be adaptable quickly to the changes and make our systems ready and our business to run smoothly with utilizing these new technologies. So after the pandemic, there is a word called every company became a tech company. Considering every company almost introduced many IT systems or the many tech cloud-based systems or the applications in their landscape, started using it. So almost they became like a tech company. So as part of this, more like super apps, adaptive AI, metaverse, all these comes under the pipe to make sure that you will adapt to the changes that are in the future roadmap. So let's start with one by one of these trends. Okay, I'll spend a minute or two on each one of them so that you will get some idea. So the first one is like AI and ML enabled systems. Okay, so nowadays many companies are adopting AI systems, but it's just adopting AI system doesn't mean that you are going to get a business value. For every technology system we are adopting, you should follow some best practices or engineering practices that will help you to get best out of it. So AI engineering is nothing but just how you develop your AI systems, how you deploy, and how you optimize those models, and how you can evolve the models to the next level to give better business edge. Okay, so as part of the AI engineering, the methodologies or best practices will be mentioned. So every organization is supposed to follow some of these best practices. So some of the use cases of AI, just to give you some idea, like where exactly you can fit these AI technologies. One is the image and object recognition. It's more like your OCR capabilities, or derive something from the images. It can be a scanned document, it can be a scanned medical report, or it can be a scanned financial statement, or it can be an image captured. Okay, so from that, a lot of information can be derived, and which can be utilized for the further business processes. For example, if it's a medical report, that from that the medical decisions or medical related disease identification, everything can be automated using AI. And also in case of the financial bills or something like invoice and anything, from that you can convert as a text, and from the text you can automate the process of generating invoices in your system. Or you can also use this AI technology to identify the financial frauds from the financial statements. By scanning the financial statement, from there it will analyze the data and all. There are various use cases are there. Natural language processing, it's not a new thing. It's there for quite some time. It's almost a 2-decade-old topic. Okay. So this one is more for your customer service management, like in terms of the chatbots or your service assistants, virtual assistants, or in terms of a customer service. So auto response and all can happen from there.
You need to reach there.
NLP is going to help you in terms of automating your customer service or the virtual assistants or the auto response to the customer queries and all in terms of customer service management. Predictive analytics, most of the companies are using IT systems for quite some time by now. So there is a huge data in the systems. From that, there can be a lot of analytics can be derived. The predictive analytics will analyze these huge volumes of data and come up with some predictions out of it. Those predictions can be utilized for further. It's more like a prediction in the sense it will identify some patterns or some sort of a information out of it. So those patterns or information can be helpful for further business decision making. For example, in case of financial domain, the fraud detection can happen from here. In case of same thing for the supply chain logistics, so for example, the delivery times and all can be predicted from the system, or in terms of the scheduling and planning can also happen using predictive analytics based on the previous history. Autonomous systems, this is another interesting area because this is more like auto-managed devices, like it's like self-driven cars or maybe self-managed devices like robots and all. So in case of autonomous systems also, the AI is going to play a crucial role in terms of making some decisions and taking the corrective actions. Recommendation system is more for, I can say, in terms of the retail or more of personalization aspect. If a customer is doing some sort of a using your application, and from the behavior or the usage analytics, you can derive some sort of recommendations to the customers, like cross-selling or upselling type of recommendations, or you can recommend some other required, it's like in terms of content also, you can recommend some additional content or the video sessions. You might be seeing this already in the YouTube. If you open few videos, then next time onwards, you start seeing the more similar videos. Okay, it's keep on adapting to your usage. The same way the recommendation systems in our business also can help you to identify the pattern, customer usage patterns, and from that you can recommend few things to the customers. Speech recognition, this is another evolving area. Already you might be seeing Alexa and Google Assistant, all this stuff. Okay, so it's more like speech to text transcription, or you can issue the commands through the speech itself, and also it's like live translation also. That's another emerging area happening nowadays. Like when someone is speaking, then automatically the translation to another language is also happening. That's in the early stage of speech translation. Cybersecurity, it's more a dynamic area. You might see that the threats keep on vary day-to-day basis. So there also AI is playing a crucial role. It's understanding the patterns, and its models keep on getting auto-updating or the adopting, and helping to protect from the various cybersecurity threats. Sentiment analysis, it's more like more towards the social or the unstructured data analysis in terms of social media data or some unstructured data. From that you can do some sort of a analysis and come out with the market trends and all. So far we saw about AI engineering and how you should use AI and various use cases. And there is another concept called generative AI. So generative AI is nothing but like something like a chatbot, I can say. If you want to write a code, you just write that I want to write a program to fetch data from Mara table or the material list and along with stock details. So that's the instruction you are giving. Then automatically, if you get a code, that's nothing but as well as like a generation of generative AI. So ChatGPT is already one of the example for that, which is the generative AI. It's like that various tools are there. If you want to write some story, if you just give few words, that story is getting generated by the AI tools. So these generative AI are nothing but they are not only just mine the existing information and show the results. They are going to generate the content based on the old artifacts or the data artifacts that are fed to that particular AI system. Okay, such as they can generate the new images, they can design the images, they can compose the music, they can write a content. If you want to write a blog or a small paragraph or a mail, that can be used by AI tool and you can write in no time. And videos as well, they can generate or create videos or animations. Okay, some of the examples we can see here. How generative AI is useful. Content creation. Most of the marketing companies are using now AI tools to generate their content, because the content writing is a different art and it's hard to find all those skill set to equip people. For example, I want to write some technology blog. Then I need to hire some person who already have a knowledge of the technology. Then that person need to explore hundreds of web pages through internet, and they need to derive their own content. They need to take some decisions from various people or the inputs from various team members. And it's a time-taking process. But after this AI-based content creation, it's almost the content creation is happening in no time. In minutes, you are able to get your content ready. Just you need to scrutinize that content in terms of the accuracy and the authenticity. Then you can take it further. Gaming. There's another interesting area I can say. In the gaming is like new levels. For example, your game is designed up to 10 levels. You want to add more levels to the game. Earlier, we used to write a different code and we need to first design it. Then we need to develop a code for each level and deploy it. But after artificial intelligence, they analyze the first 10 levels and they automatically able in a position to build the next levels also. Gaming levels or the new characters they can introduce based on the different types of characters, or each character will have some different parameters like strength or the speed or the performance, like that. Design, this is mainly for the textile industry or the fashion industry. Here you can see that new designs in terms of the fashion or the interior designs or the product design, based on the old data fed to the system or the AI system can recommend new designs. And that can be reviewed and that can be utilized as base information, and from that interior designers can take it further. Music composition is possible, like new melodies can be created based on the old data. Chatbots, I think we can see that many chatbots now are adaptive. Suppose you didn't like the answer that is generated by the replied by the chatbot, then if you say that feedback no, or this is not matching your requirement, then it will take that feedback and for next time it is going to come back with a proper answer. Storytelling, based on the different old stories or the different concepts, there are storytelling chatbots also available. New art designing, augmented reality, and coding. That's interesting thing. We can see that there are many chatbots now available to write ABAP code. It's a surprise, or Java code. Just you need to know what you want, just write it, then it will generate a code and give it to you. Then you just need to adopt it a little bit and deploy it in your system. Okay, this is still evolving area, but that's a starting step, I can say. Also, there are sketch to code concepts also arised now. Just you draw your wireframe and that will be converted as a code. Whatever the pen-based drawing or pencil-based drawing or your wireframes designed using Photoshop or something, just upload that image. That will be converted as a simple web-based coding or the mobile app coding. There are some examples of these type of generative AI tools. One is the ChatGPT, another is the Chat Sonic, Jasper Chat, Pillbot. Pillbot is for the content preparation, Copy AI for the content. Writer is to write your content easily. Adaptive AI is the next one topic we need to consider when we are going with the adaptive AI oriented systems. Adaptive AI is nothing but the system knowledge should not stop what exactly we have fed to it. It should keep adapt to the new changes happening or the changes in terms of environment or situation or the decisions. Based on the system should auto learn and suggest the better things next time. So that's the adaptive AI. So it's also another area. Most of the AI tools that we are going to adopt, they are going to come up with adaptive AI capabilities. There are various areas. Adaptive AI works, personalization, fraud detection, new frauds are arised, then the system should automatically recognize based on the patterns. Predictive maintenance based on the machine data and all. It can mention that, okay, this machine is periodically maintained this many times. If all of a sudden some maintenance happened, then it will utilize the data for the next time predictions. Healthcare also has a lot of adaptive AI use cases. Cybersecurity, new threats should be auto-recognized and protected. Mainly DOS, DDoS, or different behavioral attacks are happening, right? And customer service, if the customer is not happy with the answer, if they responded back, then that should be utilized and it should come up with the proper answers next time. Autonomous vehicles, like suppose some traffic and various clauses are there in the AI mechanism, but if the traffic oriented sense that is given, the result given by AI versus the result actually is not matching, then it should take that information and next time it should utilize that for the better traffic judgments. Example, supply chain management, it's more like your MRP planning or your inventory fluctuations. Okay, so or your production stoppages, it should predict. It should clearly say that, okay, this, if you want to reach this level, you need to have this much of inventory levels, or it should predict something. And on top of it, if the prediction is wrong, if someone mentioned that the prediction is wrong, it should be able to adopt to the right one in the next predictions or next suggestions. So let's go to the AI tourism. AI tourism is nothing but trust, risk, and security management. So this is more to set a framework than a tool, I can say. Okay, so considering this is the entry stage or the mid stage of using AI technologies in the organization level. So AI tourism is more like a risk management or the risk and security management tool for AI systems. It's more like to give the confidence on your AI models. Suppose some X user is using your AI model, the predictions or the inputs coming from that model. then they should be confidently use that one. So to make that bring that confidence, the AI model should have the explainability, like some of the things like here, like the model should have the explaining like how it is deriving to these decisions and all. That should be well documented and well designed. And also you should design some sort of a models to monitor these AI decisions, saying that okay, whether it is going in the right direction or wrong. And also you should design your security protocols or the security, what are the applications that are using this AI technology or your AI tools or AI models. They should have designed with some centralized security and privacy, data privacy concepts. Accordingly, the data should be visible to the target user. Also, the consumption of data to the AI application also restricted accordingly. So by combining all these 4 pillars, if you define your starting models or the starting approaches, then you will be in a good position. There are no any ready-made tool for this one. There are bits and pieces of tools are available, but it's an emerging area. It's just a starting foundation I can mention here. So you can take it as a starting step, and you can start thinking in this direction and introducing some small utilities to fulfill this AI tourism, to manage your risks that are originating from the AI. Then I will move on to the Internet of Things. Okay, so this one is like already we discussed, like this can be utilized at various places. Okay, it can be in your industries or the manufacturing machines, or it can be at your home or at your wearables or various places. It's like smart home. You can turn off your lights or the air conditioner from your mobile, or wearables. It's like your smart device like Apple Watch or these fitness bands, and all these are going to keep on monitor your it's like health conditions or the statistics, and passing to the smart devices, so that those devices are going to analyze the data and provide you the insights. Industrial automation, a lot of industrial automation is possible through this IoT. Smart cities, traffic controlling, or it's like security management, and various use cases are there in terms of waste management or waste recycling, energy optimization. In all those cases, in all smart cities, the IoT devices are getting in use. Now IoT devices are widely available, so that's a good point to start off with IoT devices to track your it's like business machinery infrastructure usage. In agriculture domain also, they are getting widely used nowadays. Okay, in terms of analyzing the condition of the crop or the weather predictions or the soil moisture, various devices are there. In aquaculture, there is a water oxygen levels. There are IoT devices are getting used in various ponds in aquaculture division as well. Also to check the quality of the water analysis also happening through IoT. And healthcare division, also it's more like already nanopods are in market now. There's more like pods injected to your body, which can keep analyze your health condition and pass on information to your smart devices. Or the continuous diabetic monitoring devices, which can just fix to your shoulder or somewhere, and it can keep transmit the data of your diabetic levels minute by minute. So everywhere the IoT is playing a dominant role. In logistics and supply chain, it's more like a vehicle tracking management systems, or your vehicle diagnostic systems, or your petrol is like a vehicle maintenance oriented systems. Various use cases are there in logistics and supply chain as well to track your it's like track your it's like I can say machinery or to the goods in terms of using RF devices or the NFC devices, etc. Energy management is using IoT device, you can optimize your energy management as well. So next one is the wireless value relation. So IoT and wireless will go hand in hand in your bit. Okay, it is more like utilizing the latest wireless technologies for your business. Business is this particular point. It's more like you can see here in this diagram. Okay, we have taken this source from Gartner. So you can see that wide variety of wireless technologies available. That's a Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi also evolved with the different Wi-Fi 5, 6, 7, and 4G, LTE, 5G. These various internet-based communication, mobile communication is available, and Bluetooth are the near device communications, and HF high frequency. So at each level, for example, your employee level, you can use the Wi-Fi based technologies to handle their smart devices. And in case of edge device, like your number recognition or the service like security recognition cameras, or your weighing scales, or your machinery, or your different assets that you are using in your organization. So at each level, you can have some of the edge device connected that will keep on collect the data and process it and send the results back to the backend servers in no time. And for the goods tracking and traceability, you can use RF technologies, where if how many materials are in your inventory, or how many are moving out, at what location they are lying down. So all that information can be leveraged using RF technology. And also there is a technology called NFC, near field communication, that is for counterfeiting and other purposes. You can use that technology. or the secure transmissions. So let's come to the next one is the hyper automation. So the hyper automation is nothing but now the digital trend is highly increased, and every organization is targeting to come up completely digitize their operations, and also they're expecting some significant volume of the results from these digitization activities. So as part of this, there is a significant importance to this automation. There are various tools involved for this to achieve this automation. Okay, so tools like RPA tools or the low-code platforms. Low-code platforms, it's like, if you want to, for example, I can give one example. If you are having a quality checklist and you might be sending over a pen and paper based printout, and someone going to the particular field location, they're marking it, everything. That type of things can be eliminated using these low-code platforms. You simply design a form and you can publish, and the team can start using it on their mobiles. There are various low-code platforms available which can be self-serviceable, no need of a vendor as well. You can design your own apps in no time. So you can completely eliminate those paper-based or the non-digital based transactions through these RPAs to mainly automate your processes, and process mining tools to understand how you are using your process, and optimization of the process recommendations can come from here. There are various tools available like UiPath, Microsoft side Power Automate, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere. From SAP side, there is a IRPA. And from Incresol, we have a tool called PCollab, and QuickBase is a low-code, no-code platform. Creatio also low-code, no-code platform. Like that, various tools are available in the market. So it is highly recommendable to start your journey somewhere with few of these tools and start the journey of automation. So the next one is the industry cloud platforms. So it's more like a packaged solution, as I said. It's more like it's a combination of your software, platform, and infrastructure all together as a single package. Okay, in the cloud, you just spin that particular solution. Automatically, you will be ready to start using that particular solution. It's more like you subscribe and use sort of thing. So they are tailored to a specific problem statement of the industry. So what you need to do is you need to understand any specific industry cloud platforms are available if they are fitting to your needs. It doesn't mean that it's just a replacement of your existing system. Don't think in the direction. Just think in the direction of what additional that is bringing to your business compared to the existing system. So then you'll get better results from those platforms. It's more like all set of info, all the things involved with an application will be covered in a single platform. It's like a subscription model. I told you, just you subscribe for that particular platform, and the VM or the particular infrastructure will be spent for you with auto configuration. Just spend slightly some time on enabling few features and all things, then you can start using it. This is mainly a digital accelerator. Digital immune system, this is a highly important one to ensure your system stability. So digital immune system is more to improve your customer experience and user experiences by protecting from the failures of your productive environments of the critical systems. Okay, so this is a set of practices you need to follow, okay, to make sure that your productive systems are stable and safe. There are 6 elements involved in this particular digital immune system. Okay, one is observability. That's more like you need to see what's happening within your applications. Okay, that's more like your logs and all. And the next one is augmented testing. It's more like a non-human intervention testing also possible. It's not just automation testing. It's the AI involved testing activity. So that will be performed before you deploy anything to the production. You can enable these augmented testing scripts that will like test the application in various cases and come up with the results. And chaos engineering, that's another element. It's more to handle like what if this particular chaos happen. That means the worst case expectations of the different brute force tests can happen here. So experimental testing uncover vulnerabilities and weaknesses. It's more like it will test various unforeseeable scenarios and come up with the results. So that is also important before you deploy any changes to your productive environment. And auto remediation, that's an interesting thing. Okay, this is the AI-based remediations are possible nowadays in many tools. Suppose if your system is hanged or application is not responding or one of the microservices is not working well, behaving well, then what needs to be done? Then automatically some service or something should invoke in such a way that the application should be rebooted or restarted. Then automatically it may be better. So there are few cases based on your observations or previous learnings or from your previous from your support team inputs, you can identify that wherever you can enable the auto remediations, you can plan those things based on the context of the problem, and you can enable those things to automatically recover the application, made it available. Maybe a slight downtime will be there, but it won't wait for someone to manually step in and solve that problem. And the site reliability engineering, it's more like, okay, so it's more focusing on the customer experience and customer behavior analysis. So this particular area you will focus more on the what all the functionalities the customers are using extensively and how they are using it. Are they happy with it or not? Feedback you will collect, and will make sure that your system is getting improved in terms of making customers satisfaction. And app supply chain security, it's more to in terms of the risk related to software supply chain attacks, in terms of the viruses, or in terms of the cyber security, or in terms of various security aspects or data protection. All those paradigms will come under this particular supply chain security. So these 6 elements you need to plan when you are, it's like if you want to get into this digital immune system. This is a future framework that is coming up. So earlier we used to do some simple manual testing. Okay, test scripts are okay, we are deploying, but we are not predicting anything that there is a possibility of failure, right? So this particular approach is going to help you to protect from those a bit of unforeseeable failures as well, and also give you a chance to continuous improvement. So platform engineering is the one. It's like a buzzing area, I can say, evolving area. So most of the companies started building their intermediately platforms more like the platforms. So for example, your SAP system. In the SAP system, you might be developing your pool of APIs, so that can be consumed by one of the mobile app, that can be consumed by some web application, that can be consumed by some legacy applications or some FTP. So it's like you are building the central pool of services by a platform team or the core team. So they know the business better than each vendor or the multiple parties that are coming for the development activities, or the new developers that are getting joined. So the core activity is the core engine with the reusable components is called a platform, where you add the reusable components. That components will be utilized by your development team for developing their apps or the applications or whatever the systems. Okay, so that will ensure that the underlying system platform ensures the stability of the back end or the core engine, and the development team will more focus on their user experience aspects and also the use case flows. And also they don't need to worry about the complex infrastructure or the complex logic behind that. So this is the one important area. Most of the companies already started this area, big companies. Okay, they started building their own platform in terms of centralized services type of thing. Applied observability, as we discussed, this is more to monitor and analyze the behavior of your complex software systems, in terms of mainly in case of distributed systems. Most of the applications are now microservice oriented architecture applications. One application might be in the cloud, one application might be in some other cloud, and some applications may be on-prem. So, but your business process runs through all these applications or all these services or the systems. In that case, any failure prediction is very difficult. So for that purpose, because of the highly scatteredness or distributedness of the systems nowadays, the applied observability framework is becoming more predominant, or the getting more insight, more value in the market. Okay, some of the key practices involved in the observability is like you need to instrumentation in terms of adding, it's like in terms of the code and code behavior aspects, and logging of the from each application that is you are using it. Okay, the logs and all collections, and metrics in terms of performance metrics at the code level or performance metric at the application level. Tracing is in terms of the traces you will enable. In case of required, you can enable the traces and trace analysis and all. And on top of it, you will do perform the analysis activities. Okay, it's more like you have the information from various sources, like you can see in this diagram. Okay, there are events, emails, images, or the logs, and various sources data will come, and from the raw data you will define a methodology using AI or some other possible options or data science options, and context-based derivations you can derive from the raw data. On top of it, you can enable the analytics, and from the analytics you can take your it's like data-driven decisions in terms of preventing this type of occurrences later. So super apps we already discussed. It's more like a big app with the many apps inside that. Okay, so with a unified experience, I can say that Fiori is similar to a super app, but it's not exactly. Okay, if you develop your all applications to one Fiori launchpad, then we call it as a super app. Maybe you have a SRM, maybe you have a CRM, or different ECC or the S4 systems. Various SAP systems are there in the back end, or various legacy applications. Or if you connect to one Fiori application, and as an app, if you publish, that is a super app. Okay, so they are predominantly getting value nowadays. Many companies are taking this approach as a better approach than releasing n number of apps for each purpose. Now the example apps, they are just references how they build super apps. Like Paytm is a super app, Airtel is a super app, Alipay is a super app. WeChat. It's more like everything happens from that one app. The next one is the blockchain. So this is to ensure that distributed data is authentic and non-modifiable, and it's secure. So this mainly started with the financial domain to begin with, and after that it got predominantly penetrated into the insurance domain, and after that now it's getting used in the many supply chain domain areas also. So there are various tools that are coming up, cloud-based solutions based on the blockchain. Okay, so that can be evolved, and it also helps in duplicating the data at various systems, and also helps us in make sure that the data is authentic. The metaverse, it's more like as I told, it's like what are the experience we are having from the web, our current web world. It's more of a flat experience. From the site you read and feel it, or from mobile app you play and feel it. But from metaverse you are going to physically feel the real world. In the virtual universe you will be there, you will part of it. For example, McDonald's is coming up with their virtual restaurant. It's more like you place the order and you will get in there. It's like you don't physically go to the restaurant, but you will, by using these the metaverse devices, you can get a feel that you are sitting in a McDonald's restaurant and having your food along with your friends. Okay, so they can join. Also, there is a virtual teams or virtual collaboration concepts also evolved now. It's more like your employees may be sitting one in Hyderabad, one in Bangalore, one maybe in California. So they all can join to a common table and they can discuss more like they are sitting in front of each other. That type of experience also possible from here. Also, if you want to give a physical experience of metaverse to your customers in terms of your product or something, that also possible. So this technology is evolving a lot nowadays, and many companies already started their journey in terms of their product demonstrations through metaverse. And also, for example, real estate companies, they are giving a metaverse based walkthrough of the real estate properties. Okay, you feel that you are into that property, you can see the all the designated space of the property. Okay, it is getting used in the gaming, it is getting used in the education side, it is getting used in the corporate side in terms of meetings, collaborations, and it is getting used in the sales for demonstrations. It is getting used in the retail spaces for the demonstrating their product. For example, if you want to feel a furniture, how exactly it is, that also that is coming through the metaverse based VR or AR based tools. So it's if you have any of these use cases, it's better to start off in this journey. Maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, it's going to evolve better, and you will be one of the first few companies started this journey. Then the last, but not the least, it's more like the awareness on the sustainable technology is like more nowadays. Okay, so what are the IT organizations are doing? There is a sustainability concept is getting imposed on every CIO's head. Okay, to make sure that whatever we are doing in terms of technology is environmental friendly, social responsible, and governable and economically viable. Okay, so this more like some of the examples of sustainable technology for IT organizations is the cloud computing, so that you can eliminate the lot of servers running from your place, and that will help you to minimize the carbon emissions or the energy consumptions. And virtualization environment, so that you can lesser physical boxes with more virtualization, that also helps you to optimize the energy and the carbon emission. Energy efficient hardware, sustainable data centers, green software, technology and remote work, go paperless. Okay, so that's also, it's like go digital and eliminate the paper, so that you can save contribute well back to the environment. And purchasing from environmentally committed companies, so you can evaluate your vendors as well if they are really following their sustainable technology approaches or not. Okay, so now I'll conclude the technology trends here. I'll move on to the technology trends roadmap. It's more like how you can plan these technology. We have discussed various trends. Some of them may be applicable to you, some of them may not be, but how you plan this journey in the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, so sustainable technology, because environment is the first priority, so we need to start adopting sustainable technology from day one onwards, immediate manner. And the next one is next 0 to 1 year, following all the technologies you can start adopting, definitely they are going to give returns to your business. Like in terms of introduction of artificial intelligence in your technology stack, and governance of artificial intelligence tools, and introduction of RPA, hyper automation of low code, no code platforms, and enable automation using IoT devices, and industry cloud platforms, enabling some technology platforms, whatever eligible, because they are the accelerators, and they also optimize your resources and also give better results. And the long roadmap or the short term roadmap, 1 to 2 years of roadmap, it is good to start off with the digital immune system concepts. Like you start off foundation, like building the DIS systems or the framework in your organization. Whatever change you are making, that should go through the DIS process and make sure that your production is stable. And platform engineering, so identify your basic use cases and see that, try to make it as a central core as a platform, and from that expose to the other dev teams so that they can start using it. Super apps, just try to identify what are the different mobile apps or the different applications you are in use, and is there any way to unify all them to a single super app, and from there your partners or the employees or the customers can work without any issues with the unified user experience. Blockchain, it's a blockchain or the in terms of the distributed data is applicable to your organization with various partners or various levels, then blockchain is the one you can start exploring further. In the long run, futuristic point of view, adaptive AI. So you can start building the adaptive AI models which can have a self-learning and coming up with the final self-learning based decision making AI systems. Applied observability and metaverse, they are the futuristic technologies for the next 2 to 3 years. You can plan based on the applicability of these in your future systems. Okay, along with these, there are a few other technologies also we haven't discussed much, but I would like to highlight them. Based on your interest, you can explore them. One is a 3D printing. This is predominantly working well in the healthcare industry, and also some machine part manufacturing or the simulation oriented. It's like machine twin manufacturing point of thing. 3D printers are working well. Okay, blockchain technology we discussed, and datafication. It's like from various sources of data, you are getting some insights in terms of unstructured data and all. So that aspect is also growing a lot. And quantum computing, that's more. And Li-Fi is a new technology going to come in next few years. It's a Wi-Fi replacement. Expected to be it's a Wi-Fi replacement, but let's see how exactly it will go. It's like the wireless communication over light, the data exchange using light. And genomics, like gene pattern analysis and gene editing and all this, the biology side is happening. And edge computing. Nowadays, we can see a lot of edge computing devices, like your cameras are intelligent, your whatever we are using, even our mobiles are intelligent nowadays. So all edge devices are predominantly growing now. Okay. So this area also evolving more. So we'll open for Q&A now. And Mahesh or Hassan, can you please share if you have any Q&A questions received so far? And before that, we have our next upcoming webinar. It's more on the SAP security deep diving, because it's a big concern nowadays. We are seeing a lot of attacks on the SAP systems, a lot of vulnerabilities and some practices missing. So we are conducting a detailed webinar on this on the 26th of April at the same time, 15:30 to 14:30. It's like 3:30 to 4:30 India time. I hope you enjoyed the sessions, and now we are opening for Q&A. Any questions? Share it there. Yeah, what is a Li-Fi? One of our participants asked that, what is a Li-Fi? Li-Fi is a light fidelity technology. There's a transmission of your data through light. Okay. Suppose wireless uses the wireless based signal mechanism, right? So that's it's a frequency, wireless frequency based communication. It happens. It's a 3 gigahertz, 4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, various. It's like frequency based the communication happens in the wireless technology. Whereas light is much faster than wireless. Okay, so considering that light is much faster, this technology is evolved in the last 3-4 years, and under the experimentation stage now. If that happens, then it's good as like you will communicate your data just by turning on a light, sort of thing. Okay. Okay, I can see one more question from one of the participants. Is there any way to take advantage of ChatGPT in SAP? It's an interesting question. Already we discussed partly about this in the webinar. It's like, I can say that you can build some sort of a support ecosystem from the ChatGPT for L1 support. Okay, it's like, suppose you are creating a sales order, you got some error saying that specifically asking that trade limit is not available to the customer, or some specific errors are coming. So those errors, if they are standard errors, those errors can be pushed to the ChatGPT, and it is detailed. It's very well giving the detailed answers. Okay, so that you can automate a lot of L1 support activities through ChatGPT. Hopefully, at least you can reduce the load of L1 tickets by 40 to 50% or 60%. Okay, through ChatGPT through support activities, and also for your ABAPers or the technology developers, there is the auto code generation also available for ABAP programming. Just you need to write your requirement in the normal language or normal English language, and it is going to generate an ABAP code and give it back to you. So there is also another good interesting features we can leverage out of it. And also there is the possibility that another possibility of ChatGPT is like code review. If you put the code, if you paste the code to ChatGPT, and it is going to review and add the comments line by line, and also it is giving the proper explanation. If there are any syntax errors or any errors are there, it is suggesting the improvements. So that also one area you can utilize ChatGPT to improve the efficiency of the code or productivity of the ABAP developer. Hope I answered your query. I think someone is asking, like, in the view of all these new technologies coming up, what is the future of SAP? Is era of ERP is coming to an end? Okay, definitely no, my answer, because even SAP type of companies are all ERPs are now adopting these technologies. For example, if we look at it, SAP also has its own AI tools called SAP Leonardo tool, and also SAP has their RPA tools called SAP IRPA, Intelligent RPA, Robotic Process Automation. SAP brought up its own low-code platform. Like whatever we discussed now, almost all the tools are there. And platform engineering we discussed, right? The platform engineering, SAP, if you observe that BTP is a very buzzword in the SAP market now, business technology platform. There's a platform which has integration capability, which has a programming capability, which has an infrastructure capability, right? That's a simple platform where you can build all your services there. It's a central service engine, I can say, or central repository of your applications development. So considering the movement they are taking towards the trends, new technology trends, I don't see they are going to end soon or in a near time. As long as they live with the technology trends, they are there. I don't see a problem. Many ERPs are adopting these trends now. Even SAP starting their blockchain-oriented concept as well through Ariba and other channels. Maybe they may come up with the news soon on top of it. Hope I answered your query. So these all new technologies are complement few areas of your business. May not be the, it's like they're going to complement the existing process or the existing ERP cases. And I think there is one more query. It's related to, I think someone is asking about what is quantum computing. Okay. So the quantum computing is nothing but next generation of computing power, we can say. It's like current computers are, it's like it can handle the limited load only, like your laptops or the servers. Okay, they are computer science oriented systems. But by adding a bit of physics and mathematics to it, these quantum computing devices are going to solve very complex problems. Okay, like spatial analysis or the different huge data analysis, or those activities can happen from these quantum computing systems. That's the next emerging technology area in terms of the hardware. Intel, Google, and all these guys are working towards that area. Okay, someone asked a query called, will digital immune system help in SAP security, or do we have to take some other path for SAP data security? Definitely, it's like SAP security is not self-sustainable, I can say. It's self-sustainable in the sense whatever is there, that up to some level it can protect you. But on top of it, you need to build some mechanisms or methodologies. For example, GRC is their governance, risk, and compliance system. That is nothing but, yeah, that's anyhow we are going to discuss in the next webinar. That's the SAP security deep diving. But I will to give you a brief that there are various options available to protect better on top of your security, on top of your existing SAP landscape. There can be SAP given systems like SAP GRC, or the tools like third-party tools like SafePass and other various tools are available in the market. So by adopting one of those advanced tools, definitely you can protect your SAP in terms of data immune systems. But data immune system is not exactly just security aspect, but security aspect will be covered by these things. But also you need to go ahead with the augmented testing and all these capabilities you should build. So they will help you better in terms of the production downtimes or failures, in terms of the developer prone errors. Okay, I think we are we reached the end time of the webinar. Okay, one last question. So I'm going to address this. To take advantages of all these latest tools, do we need to move to cloud? In a way, yes. Okay. What is the meaning of cloud? Okay. Cloud means it's not like just AWS or Azure is a cloud. If you are on some private cloud or some cloud-based data center, also we can consider it as a cloud only. But if there is a cloud native platforms like AWS and Azure, there are a lot of cloud native tools are available. Okay, ready-made functions or quick solutions are available from there. So if you go with these type of the major cloud platforms like public clouds, then you are going to get various advantages. Definitely there is an advantage compared to the disadvantage. Okay, so considering that we crossed the time, so I'm concluding the session here, and I would like to thank you one and all for your time and participation in this webinar, and hope you enjoyed it and you got some takeaway from this webinar. And even you can post your queries to our sales@incresol.com or info@incresol.com, so that we are more than happy to address you or guide you in your future technology driving decisions. Thank you all. And I'm handing over the discussion to Mahesh. Mahesh, can you please take it further?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Nalini Kumar, for your presentation. I want to thank everyone for the participants and hope you enjoyed the session. And we would be posting our next webinar, as Nalini has already informed about the SAP Security Deep Diving, which is going to be held on 26th of this month. So we would be sharing your link for joining shortly.
Yeah,
so thank you all.
And also, Mahesh, we are going to share the recorded link of this webinar as well, post to this in a day or two, so that if anyone missed it, they can go through the recorded session as well. Okay.
Great, Nalini. Good. Sure, Nalini. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you all.